How y'all doing? Just wanted to share with you a little bit. We got quite a few vehicles around here. Oh yeah, there's my bike. Stepmom's bike, my little Sportster right there that I haven't done anything with. I gotta get running, and I was supposed to get it running and sell it. Got it for a pretty good deal, but it hadn't happened. But yeah, I just wanted to show you all that one old Green Bean transmission's not feeling too well in it. But I got a Power Glide to go in it. I'm looking at buying the Turbo Spline shaft, so that way I can use the converter that I had just bought to go in it. Beside it, you'll see another. It's a guy run me out the road. It's the 4.3. It's the GMC S15 long bed. Guy run me out the road. I went through a telephone pole with that one. But using some parts off that, I'm gonna get the rear springs out, take a leaf out, put it back in mine in the Green Bean. But of course, another the S10 Blazer. That's kind of like my girlfriend's daily driver now, being that her Toyota Camry over here, the engine about to come to pieces. It knocks pretty bad. Anyway, the main reason I wanted to get on here for you all, I'm gonna show y'all. We got a little bit of collection of vehicles. You can see my dad's '89 Chevrolet short bed. Like I went to prison for 10 years, and he was driving that when I went in, and it was sitting here when I got out. That's his '57 Chevrolet Wrecker. He's had that since the '80s. Toyota 4-wheel drive pickup. This bus thing here, my stepmom's. 2 trikes. They both were my dad's. He sold this blue one to my stepmom, and she rode that for a while. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that. I think the fuel system needs to be cleaned out. This one here, when I was a teenager, when my dad ended up with this, and the engine's no good on it now. The block is cracked in half, so it throws oil out more than you can put in it, I guess. But years ago, this was a Type 3 Volkswagen engine, the flat one that come in the fastback or the station wagon, which we have a station wagon down here with the engine in it to go on here. But if y'all know anything about them, they come with fuel injection. And where the carburetor is right there, it was a throttle body, and it was kind of flat. And when I was a kid, I used to sit on top of that, put a piece of cardboard down, and grab the back of the seat, and I'd ride sitting on the engine. But he's since put another fuel tank right there to go along with that one, because that was the one he used back then. This is a 4-speed Volkswagen powered 4-speed trike, and pretty cool, man. It gets a lot of attention when you had it on the road. But see the hitch on it right there, where he used to pull that trailer back there. You can see it right there. But yeah, this is where I first got the 350 from my truck, but I ended up blowing that up before I even got it on the road. Junk pile. Got another S10 here, kind of for parts if needed, but I think we're gonna let this one go. There's not a lot good on all the rockers and stuff are real rusty in it, and it's got a 2.8, but it's just sitting here, cracked windshield. A couple other things down there. You see the Volkswagen station wagon between the 2 trucks, and this 56, I think, 55 or 56 Chevy pickup down there, and 67 3/4 ton, what they call it, custom camper, I believe. Someone stole my windshield out of that one. Kind of sad. But anyway, this is kind of the whole reason why I'm on here now. Billy the Kid kind of inspired me for this. You know, watching his thing today about why he, they street race, or just racing in general. You know, what got him into it. Well, this is my dad's '56 Chevrolet pickup, and when I was a kid, as long as I can remember, he's always had this truck, and he used to drive it on the street quite a bit, and he's been through different things. The rear end went down a couple of times, and he ended up finding a 410 locking rear end. That's a big Dana rear end, 8 lug, whatever. It's kind of goofy to be in here, but he liked the 410 with the locking rear. But had to run these little steel wheels on it. But he used to run crackers on the back, 10-inch wide crackers, and yeah, interior of it. Poor truck. I ain't seen this thing like this. Yeah, though, we can see it. But wish I had the light on, or the lighter out here. We got the stereo, CB and all, and see the speakers kind of down at the bottom, which is pretty neat. But it's just the old truck, you know, the old stock seat in it, which is pretty wore out looking now. And you got the pedal on it. Anyway, had the old shifter up here, and he put a 350 in it with a turbo 350 transmission. And but he's been through different engines. I think he had 327 in it. He's had a 350 in it. I'm trying to pop it now so you can take a look at it. Where's that? There it is. The thing been sitting for years, man, but it's got pretty good size headers on it. Come off a Camaro, and they end up working here with a little bit of dinging. If you see it back here, you see, kind of dented it in and cleared the frame. This is an old, I think Edelbrock Torker intake, old one. I don't think they make them like that no more, as far as the Torkers. But Corvette valve covers. If I ain't mistaken, this was a remanufactured engine, replacement engine, whatever, GM replacement engine, that we got out of a big Caprice, I think, back in the days. And high mileage, you know, got disc pistons and all, so it's got the same heads, everything. We just added the intake and carburetor valve covers to it. He put the what is it, L79 327 cam in it. I think people call it the 151 cam because the last digits of the part number is 151. But got a little aggressive for the automatic. He has a stock stall in it, and sometimes you had to idle it up a little bit to keep from cutting off when it comes to a stoplight. But then you got to hold the brakes with it. But back then he had the 850 center squirter Holley in it, which now is just a regular 750, I believe. But yeah, he had a lot of fun with this thing. You know, as a kid, Dad made a lot of memories, you know, with us, me and my older brother in this thing, and played around a lot, did a lot of crazy stuff. You know, he's clean and sober now, but he used to do a lot of drinking and whatever else he did, I don't know. But as a kid, I think he kind of kept a lot from us, even though I saw his actions. But he I mean, spinning tires and racing stuff and whatever. And I can tell you, this big heavy Chevy here, back in the 80s, the Mustang GTs, they really didn't have much for it. It was kind of weird. I never, oh, more of Dad's glass fell out. But yeah, there it is. But, you know, this is kind of what inspired me, man. When I was a kid, I'm gonna turn the camera back around to me, I hope. Well, I don't see it's not gonna come back to me. But anyway, yeah, this is pretty much what inspired me to get into what I'm getting into. You know, as far as my truck, Green Bean. And my brother had a Nova that he raced for a while, and 74 Nova at first, and that was kind of like the high school thing, and it was pretty cool. You know, he had the actual 350 with the same, I think he had flat top pistons, and I think he had regular truck type heads, not even double hump, but the same cam, probably a better intake for the cam, and carburetor and all, and headers and whatever. His Nova run pretty good, but he did a lot of street racing and won all but one, I believe, and so it's pretty neat. But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all, you know, me getting started with Green Bean. Actually, a few things before. I had a Vega before, and another S10, and now this S10. And but hey, you know, we get our interest from somewhere, and usually as a child, you know, someone around us, or we see a vehicle somewhere or whatever, and you know, this was it for me. This was my inspiration. My dad's truck. It's a '56 Chevrolet long bed stepside. But pretty cool, you know. And Dad, if you ever see this, I just want to thank you. Thank you for getting me interested in the racing. The many times we went to Richmond Dragway in Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. That was a pretty memorable times, and part of who I am today is by going to these things with Dad. So anyway, y'all have a good night, and I'll share more content with Green Bean. Probably a transmission swap. I don't know exactly how how to film everything. I'm just doing it with my cell phone for now. I know that if you do it with what do you call it, GoPro or something like that, maybe I can do some editing with it, but I don't have a GoPro or whatever yet. Funds really isn't there to buy stuff like that. I'm scraping as I can to get the parts for the truck again and get it back on the road, but hey, it is what it is, as time goes, maybe I can upgrade some things and do some editing and show a little more, but it's kind of hard to have the phone sitting there recording for 5 hours while I'm doing a transmission swap or whatever. But anyway, y'all be good, be safe, and I'll get back with you all next thing I do with Green Bean. Anyway, y'all have a good night.